Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm at the wonderful Bishop's Wharf Palace and I'm going to do my top 5 tips for beginners on wild camping, as tagged by In Valhalla. Cheers. So, tip number 1 is when wild camping, in order to leave no trace with fires and things like that, the first tip is to avoid fires altogether. You don't always need a fire. You can use things like twig stoves, wood stoves. The Bushbox XL that I use is pretty good. I'll show it to you now. It's it's a quick and easy way of just having an easy bushcraft style open fire, but contained, so that it's easily packable. Pack away, leave no trace. You don't need to leave scorch marks or anything in the ground. And if anyone does sort of spot you out on walks and things, it's just a lot more respectful, and people tend to leave you alone a little bit. I've noticed a lot of YouTubers and wild campers and people like that tend to get a bit of a bad rap when they don't leave any trace. So, the motto is obviously leave no trace. Don't don't leave the place with anything that wouldn't already be there in its natural environment. So again, even if that means cleaning up after other people, cart it all back out and leave it how you found it, basically. Tip 2 is, if you are having an open fire on the ground, always go back to wet earth first and have a plinth or a base, basically. So make yourself a plinth that will burn down to embers, and then that means that the ground's protected. So you can split up some wood and have that as a fire lay base. So you just split the timber down, and you can have a fire lay like this. It just helps it being contained in one area on wet ground, and there's less chance of scorching it further. So tip number 3, when having an open fire out in the woods or out wild camping, wherever you are, always don't go big. So you only need it to be for warmth, light and food. Don't need to go overkill. You don't need to clear out a big 4 foot by 4 foot fire pit space. You just quite literally need something about that big just to cook over. Mostly you've got a billy pot or a grill or something, and you're doing some food for yourself. So yeah, definitely smaller is better, because obviously it's not natural out in nature and out in the environment, and obviously people don't like to look at scorch marks on the ground or anything like that. So keep it small, keep it tidy, keep it hidden, and I'll take you on to some more tips on how to actually hide your fires, basically. So always take pride, as much pride if not more, in hiding them as you do starting them. I learnt that a very long time ago, and it's just respectful, really. It just helps us all not have a bad rap. So I'd just like to say at this point as well, thank you very much for tagging me. Sorry it's been so long, but I'm now getting to make this video. So thanks for the tag, Ceri and Kat. Much love. If you haven't already, go check out their channel. I'll link it below. Great couple. I've known Ceri for a couple of years now. Really good guy. And like I say, their content that they bring out is brilliant. They're a real laugh. Kat's hilarious. It's just yeah, I love watching their videos, and like I say, there's a lot of knowledge there as well. A lot of field knowledge, a lot of history, historical trails and walks and stuff like that. So if you're into trail walking, hiking, and basically the history of Great Britain, in its breadth and width, really. So yeah, go and check out their channel, In Valhalla. I'll put the link down below. Cheers, guys. So tip 4 is neutralise the pH. basically use water to put out the fire, stomp it all out, wait for it all to be burnt down, and then use a big stick and mix it up. Basically, you want to really churn up that charcoal, and what that does is the water actually neutralizes the pH of the charcoal, because basically it's a longer decomposition process for charcoal to neutralize in the minerals on the ground. So if you were just to, I don't know, let a fire die down, burn out, and then just leave it as is, it would take months and months and months for the actual charcoal to be composite material, break down into carbon and completely rot away. So it's a much quicker process if you mix in the water. It means that it basically takes out all of that acid, neutralizes it down, and then it's an easier breakdown and decomposition process for the ground to decay. So yeah, always stir in your water. It's also good with water as well, because you can check the heat, and always check the heat twice as another little bonus tip as well. You know, make sure that you're checking for heat and then check it again, so that you're definitely not leaving any heat left in the ground. And then tip number 5 for this one is leaves. Leaves are our friends. They are in abundance out in the woodland. So if you are out in the woods, once you've scattered all your ashes and you've flung it all around and you've tidied away and it's all nice and you know that there's no heat left in that fire, cover it over with some leaf litter so that you can't be seen. You know, sometimes I've been out wild camping and the very next day it doesn't look like anyone's ever been there. So that's what we need to be doing. We need to be respectful for nature. I know it sounds like a cliche and a broken record, but it really does. It does pay to be respectful, because you know we don't want rubbish left, we don't want fires left and things like that in our spots of natural beauty. That's why we come and enjoy them. So yeah, that's it guys. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, then obviously hit like down below. Please consider subscribing if you're new to the channel, if you're into bushcraft, wild camping and the great outdoors and all that. So this has been Storb Unlimited. This is the lovely Bishop's Wharf and Palace, and I will see you again next time.
Yo, entering the planet, we were born in 1990. Censoring the damage through the years quite precisely. Peppering the cabbage every day with new rhyme schemes. Venturing the stranger, then entirely unlikely.